Throw a slack, you fucking moron!
Hey everybody, welcome back to... Oh, I blew my mic out. Hey everybody, welcome back to Scream, Share, Share. A podcast where we watch the Scream movies and then talk about them after we watch them. Not before, that would be crazy. My name is Adam Cook, and I'm joined here, as always, by my good friend and co-host here, Calder.
I didn't realize we were still friends.
So, Calder, here's the thing. I have a question for you. How are you doing? You look so good. You look so spry. You've got that fireman stash going on. What's going on?
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, do you actually mean it, or like I look good and like?
Yeah.
Like you're wondering like what's up, or?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it for real.
You don't say that to me a lot.
No, well, no, I do. Here.
When was the last time?
Well, just now is the last time.
No, before that
then? Probably the last time we talked, which was probably like what, 3-4 days ago?
No, probably 4 days ago.
Well, we did. It was just not with voice. We played Overwatch together, but just used text chat. And I did ask how you were, and you said just fine, I think was your answer.
Well, things have been happening in my life, and a lot of them are quite scary.
Like what?
If I'm being honest. Well, there's this guy. His face is stark white, and he's been chasing me around and has no consideration for my own feelings. Do you want to know what that guy's name is?
Yeah.
Do you want to know what his name is?
Yeah.
Adam Cook.
Yeah. See, I thought you were talking about me, and then I was like, wait, no, he's clearly talking about Ghostface, and then I was like, wait, but then the bit's gonna be that it's me.
But you know what the other bit is?
What?
That we had to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
So
let's just start off by saying Scream 2022.
We're going back to the 1996 one.
Oh, sure, yeah. But like, this is what? Because the last one, Scream 4, was 11 years after Scream 3. What was the distance between this and Scream 4?
11 years.
So my big criticism of Scream 4 was that they wrapped up the trilogy of the main characters really nicely and then came back 11 years later just to do something, and it wasn't good and was completely unneeded and unwarranted and didn't really do anything to develop anything and could have probably just not been made.
Yeah.
I
feel the same about this one?
Similarly, if not the exact same about this. The only thing that this movie does... Well, I mean, we'll get into some of the details, but the only real thing that this movie does better than the previous three is they introduce new characters and then don't kill all of them.
Yeah.
In the movie. Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4 all... Well, 1 doesn't really count because it was the first one. But Scream 2, 3, and 4 exclusively, aside from Randy in Scream 2, exclusively killed the entire cast of new characters every time. This one didn't do that. So,
and I think that's I think there's a kind of a 50-50 there, right? Because they are basically taking the old characters and putting them in different people, but they're like pretty much the same character. So like Jenna is kind of Dale. She's like the tough, you know, silent one, a little like not the exact same because obviously she's younger and whatever.
Sure.
Melissa Barrero is Sydney.
Yeah.
Quite obviously, like she's
they even make parallels in the movie about it.
Yeah. And then Randy's two like not kids, what are they called? Niece and nephew.
They're like his niece and nephew, yeah.
Are Randy, basically.
Yeah.
And then there's a little bit of like Chad is what's the other fucker's
Billy.
name? Yeah,
Stu.
he's a little like, he's got a little bit of like in between, because I don't think they really know what to do with his character. Yeah, I watched this movie in theaters, and I left it going, that's all right. And then I watched it again, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the dialogue feels bad. The plot kind of is very uninteresting to me, because it's not, and I said this I think in the last episode, so I feel like I'm in a Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're whodunit. They're not Agatha Christie's, or they're not Knives Out. But they are mysteries in a way. And in this, it's kind of
like
just,
part of the appeal is to try and figure out, if you're having a new Ghostface every time, an important aspect should be finding out who the new Ghostface is.
Yeah, and then being like, oh, that guy's a little weird, maybe it's him. Oh, that guy's a little weird, maybe it's him. Oh, but Cotton, we saw Cotton for a second. Maybe it's Cotton in this one. Like, there's a little bit of that where you want that, and this movie has none of that. It kind of just reveals who it is at the end.
Yeah.
Because they kind of make everyone, I think the issue is that they try to make everyone likable. So there's no people in the movie where you're like, oh, it could be him. It's like her boyfriend.
A criticism I had of the first movie is that nobody was likable.
Yeah, but at least that keeps you guessing, because you're
at
like,
least then I'm like, it could be anybody. In this, I'm like, it can't be anybody.
Yeah.
Except I did think it was Mikey Madison. Mostly because she very clearly had a disdain for Sam, and specifically kept talking about how she was like not cool, despite everyone thinking she was cool. And then when Sam gets a phone call, it's someone being like, I know about your family history, and I'm gonna fucking tell everybody. So when that happened, I was like, who within this social circle would like have a reason to go against Sam because they know something about them? And I was like, Mikey Madison clearly does not really like her, so I wouldn't be surprised if she was like, stay away from my friend, you ruined her life because you have a crazy dad. But then she also stabs the shit out of Jenna Ortega. So it's like, so you I thought that there was like a cool motivation for a character to be Ghostface, but then it kind of just turns out, no, she's just crazy, like they're all crazy.
So I guess,
like, her motivation was that she moved into Stu's old house, which made her interested in it. Like, that was her motivation.
That doesn't.
And
make
then
much
and
sense.
then Jack Quaid's motivation was he's a Redditor. Like,
brother, I also did just watch Scream 6 today, and you are in for a
you mean
ride
Scream
with
7?
That. No,
or you mean Scream 6?
Yeah, and you're in for a ride.
All right, I'll try to watch it as soon as I'm able.
But yeah, it just, I think I was so excited to see a new Scream movie, and then I saw one, and I was like, there's Ghostface, there's a couple good sequences, because I will hand it to them, there are a couple good sequences in this movie.
The kills in this one are pretty brutal. Like there is a clear shift in this one compared to all of the rest of the ones. Like my favorite kill is the kill of the random like ex-boyfriend of the character that doesn't matter. I forget her name. Who's the Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son? What's his?
Chad.
Yeah, his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. His kill scene is just him being like, I don't fucking know what's going on, and then randomly Ghostface pops up and does a little one movement,
just a little,
like surgical little stab in the neck, and he's just like, "Oh, what the fuck, what the fuck," and then dies. Like, I like that. I don't as much like the slower ones, like the one that killed the guy from 13 Reasons Why. Like, that was a slow puncture through the side and out the back of the neck, and I was just like, I don't like.
You're not into that?
Just not into that. I'm not into the slow. But there were also some kills like fucking, which, how the hell did he live? There were some people who like, I'm glad some of them lived. Some of them that lived, I'm like, you should not have lived. Jenna Ortega, first of all, but also Chad, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son,
stabbed 26 times.
What's his name? Something Gooding
in the movie. Oh,
no,
Mason Gooding.
Mason Gooding. His character gets stabbed 47 times in a rapid succession in the back, and then at the end, he's just on a stretcher, like, hey. It's like, I think he's gone. Like I had 2 reactions to this Ghostface. 1, so much more brutal, but 2, much less effective. Like, in all the previous ones, Ghostface kills and they are dead, aside from Dewey, because he has plot armor. And then in this one, like, 5 people get stabbed and live, but Dewey doesn't. Spoiler?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just kind of all over the place.
And, like, I think a lot of the actors in the movie are good, but what they're saying is such gobbledygook, like, third grader dialogue.
Yeah. Well, what I wrote, because I think the dialogue's kind of been shit in all of them, but it was endearing. It was a little like,
it fits more with that aesthetic.
Yeah.
Whereas
this
now
one
it's
feels
like hyper,
it's just bad with modern references.
Yeah, and it's like there is something with movies now where they're too clean. Yeah. Like, this movie feels too well made for them to still be talking kind of like little children.
Yeah, like in the previous movies when like Sydney is like sitting on an ambulance at the end and has like a blanket on and is covered in blood, and she's like, I can't believe I lived through that. Oh, fuck, or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what she says.
I believe that she just went through a horribly traumatic near-death murder experience. Yeah. In this one at the end, like, all of them got stabbed like 15 times, and then they like go up to Sydney and Gail at the end, and they're sitting on an ambulance together, and they're just like, hey.
And they like make a little joke or something.
Yeah. And I'm like,
what?
I've not really had this before this, but that was the first time, like, going up to them sitting on the ambulance. That was the first time while watching the series that I was like, that's Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
Like, whereas, like, that's them sitting there.
Yeah. And there is another, like, I kind of hate to be this guy, but there's a bit with, like, the Courtney Cox stuff where it's like, I think she's trying to emote, but like just can't really.
Yeah.
And it's just not very convincing. So she's doing these, like, she's struggling in these scenes and stuff, and you're just like, I'm not buying this at all.
Yeah. Like they did a final scene between Gail and Dewey where they're kind of both apologizing to each other a little bit and acknowledging, like, that they still love each other, but it just didn't work out. Their lives went different directions.
Yeah. I think David Arquette's very good in that scene.
Yeah.
And I think Courtney Cox is like
trying.
Trying. Just fine.
Because that's the thing. It would cut to her, and I'd believe, if I closed my eyes, I'd believe it. Unfortunately, and this is just becoming more and more common. Just unable to emote like a human face can, because it's not a fully real face anymore, like, without getting too into it, like, and it's happening more and more. Like, have you seen any clips from fucking that Kim Kardashian Disney Plus, like,
horrible
executive show? Every single person, well, I don't know for sure, but it feels watching that like every single person has had so much work done that they literally cannot move their face. So it's just cutting between different people just like staring forward.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's becoming more and more common, unfortunately, just in general. It's the veneers, it's the filler, it's the Botox.
Teeth,
like,
man. I keep seeing Ryan Gosling, and I'm like, man, what the fuck happened? Because he's got that new movie coming out. He's got his like big ass white teeth and his fucking face.
And can I just say, it's almost always the like conventionally attractive people who have that done.
Yeah.
And I guess they're doing that to try and preserve that conventionally attractive trait.
But also,
it's like, why don't you just age gracefully? Like,
yeah, like Paul Newman was hot, and then he got older, and he was still hot. You know? Sorry, I'm not gonna bang Paul Newman. Everyone's over here, and they're like, Calder's gonna try and bang Paul Newman, but it's like, no, I do think.
I do think there's a conversation to be had about how there's a different kind of pressure on women in Hollywood to not age. So I can't really get.
But it's not like they're saying like, hey guys, let's figure this out with all of us. It's kind of just like, now the guys do it too.
Yeah.
Which is not how I would have thought it would go, but I guess that's how it's going.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
I feel like audiences might kind of naturally correct that.
This new Scream movie's not doing too well. It's got a 36 on Metacritic, and let's see what the opening. Oh, I guess it just opened this weekend, so we won't have the box office. But
yeah.
I'm not hearing.
Here's the thing, though.
The
budget's like $45 million or something. It just has to do okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with these movies, which is good for them, but not really good for us. Because
I kind of only remembered that this happened like today.
What?
Or I guess not. Or I watched Scream 2022 yesterday, so I guess I realized it yesterday. But I completely forgot that Jenna Ortega and Monica Barrera, like
Melissa
Barrera,
I think,
just not in it anymore.
Yeah, they were pro-Palestine. They didn't like that.
Yeah.
So,
which, like, if they made the statements that they made then, now, no, I don't think they would have been let go or fired.
I do think it's probably, Jenna Ortega, probably for the best. She's kind of only done bigger things since then.
Yeah.
Melissa Barrera, probably still to be seen.
Well, I heard that Jenna Ortega originally wasn't going to be in it because of scheduling conflicts because she was doing Wednesday. But then she was interested in coming back when like some Scream scheduling changed. But at that point, like the directors were different and Melissa Barrera were no longer involved. So she was just kind of like, oh, well,
yeah,
then no. And they probably weren't offering her nearly enough money.
Yeah. But she's
apparently they're trying to get them both back for
8.
But I don't. If I was in their shoes, Melissa Barrera specifically, I wouldn't really be itching to jump back in bed with a studio that fired me for having a very basic opinion on something. Like,
yeah. Who makes these movies?
Well, the descendants of Harvey Weinstein, of course.
Well, no, they don't do it anymore. Oh, so I guess I don't think it's a Disney movie now.
No.
Even though Miramax is owned by Disney. Weird.
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't like. So there's Jenna Ortega is good in the movie.
Yeah.
Melissa Barrera is fine.
Yeah.
Everyone else is decent.
Yeah.
For the most part, I like Mason Gooding because he's charming. But
Mikey Madison, I think, is pretty good. Well, her performance is like a little more. She plays like a very toned down, like role.
Honora?
Yeah, until she has the switch, and then she's the complete flip of that.
Yeah.
which I do kind of like that dynamic. And if I can be honest, I kind of do like her very sudden reveal. I think it's different than what they've done before. Because like every other movie previous to this, there comes a moment where they take the mask off and go, "It was me all along," and then you have fucking Sydney going, "What? No, what?" You know, this at least was a little bit different, like pulling out the gun, shooting whoever it was in the head,
Yeah.
and then what was she had a one-liner. Oh, welcome to the third act or whatever. Or when that happened in the movie, I realized that I've seen a TikTok edit of that where I think it was after Anora came out, so people were big on the Mikey Madison train, and it was her doing that, and then it like goes into some crazy edit beat. Anyway, that wasn't worth talking about. But
All right.
But I did kind of like that reveal. It was different. It was
They tried to flip up the formula a little bit.
yeah.
So like there's the start. You have Jenna Ortega at the start instead of like some other actress who is not going to be in the rest of the movie. And it kind of sets up like the thing with Jenna Ortega where she's in the hospital and like injured for the most part for the movie.
Which
Not like The Rock in Fast 7, but like where it's part of her character.
yeah. Which the hospital scene, specifically when she's alone and then gets out of bed and starts going down the hallway in the wheelchair. First of all, bad plan. I understand I understand being like, if they're coming to kill me, I shouldn't be where they think they'll find me. I get that logic. But I don't love the logic of, let me get in this wheelchair and move in a way that will tear all of my stitches so I start bleeding and in pain. So so as I'm going down the hallway, I'm going, like, now it doesn't matter that you're not in the room he's going to look for you in, because he'll find you because you're screaming, bleeding down the hallway.
There is a fair amount of stuff in this movie where I'm just kind of like, this is dumb. Like,
yeah, so that not only was that dumb, it was also just hard to watch. Because I was just like, all I'm watching is Jenna Ortega scream in pain while bleeding.
yeah. And she's so small. She's like she's so small, like a little child.
Sure.
That's literally what you just said.
Not what I said.
Run it back. Run the clip back.
All right.
And then move your mouth.
Hit the
move your
back
mouth.
15 seconds.
No,
But
move your mouth, and then I'll look. She's so small. See, he said it.
You said it too late. And now I have evidence of you saying she's too small. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. The Jack Quaid thing. The Jack Quaid twist. Here's what bugs me. I don't dislike that Mikey Madison and Jack Quaid were the Ghostface person. I just wish, like I was saying earlier, that the motivations were better. They kind of do this thing throughout this franchise, and this is the one. This movie is the one that like it bugged me the most, where the killers reveal themselves, and then they're kind of just like, "We wanted to fucking kill you, so we're random people that entered your lives like 4 months ago."
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, but she's her best friend and she's her boyfriend. So like, you guys just perfectly executed becoming the closest people to these two in their lives within the past like 4 months.
Could have killed them so much faster.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to make a big fucking thing out of it. But like, it just bugs me. They've done it in every movie, this one the most egregiously, where it's like, the motivation is they're crazy. and the relation is there's no relation. They're actually random people who just wanted to, like, was it Scream 2 where the random fucking like film class
It's Billy Loomis's mom, and then she finds the guy in the film class online. And he's
classic.
but he is like already a serial killer.
Yeah. But like, that's the thing. That guy
He's just a guy.
That guy. He just showed up to be there to kill. In the last one in Scream 4, where it was Emma Roberts and Rory Culkin, like both of them. Well, like there was a relation there with Emma Roberts, but Rory Culkin was just a fucking guy who just wanted to do it. Like,
because they wanted to be famous.
Yeah, but this one pissed me off because I felt like the Mikey Madison and Jack Quaid characters had potential. And then, because here's the thing. The great thing about the first Scream is Billy and Stu are interesting characters, but once they're revealed as the killers, they become more interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters in this franchise, and I think this movie's the worst for it, where the characters become less interesting once they're revealed as the killers.
Yeah. And like, Jack Quaid's character in this movie is not really interesting at all for the whole thing, but Mikey Madison's is. And then she's the killer, and you're like, what if there was like a motivation where she was really trying to protect Jenna or something?
Well, that's the thing.
Of just, that's stabbing her at every point.
That's what made me think that it was Mikey Madison, because I was like, oh, she hates her best friend's sister for abandoning her and being related to a serial killer. So I thought it was going to be some kind of like new take where it's like, oh, the killer is kind of like seeking justice, and it's the right justice. It's just in the wrong way. Like it's, I don't know. It's, but instead, no, she just moved into this house and became obsessed with Stu and wanted to do that, I guess.
And I think there is also I think the main issue with this movie is that they're going back to Billy Loomis. So like Melissa Barrera, if you haven't picked up on this, is Billy Loomis's daughter. And so she's also psychotic and like schizophrenic.
And sees vision.
Yeah. And so now we're doing Supernatural. Now we're doing I See Dead People. We're not doing this. There's a guy, he's trying to kill me and he has some sort of reason. Now we're doing our hero is fighting the demon she's literally fighting a demon ghost inside of her. Even though she takes pills for it or something.
Here's what I find weird about it. At the beginning, it's kind of played like Billy Loomis is haunting her, and like kind of like it's an issue, and he's like an antagonist, like an internal antagonist to her. By the end, especially when she sees Billy's reflection and kind of like gestures towards the knife, where it's almost, and then he like gives a nod of approval or whatever. It's like this weird Billy Loomis redemptive kind of thing where it's like he is actually like helping her to do good by embracing him as her dad. But it's like she's embracing the series, because she has a line where she's like, you probably shouldn't fuck with the daughter of a serial killer or something like that, and then stabs the absolute fuck out of him in a completely psychotic way. Yeah, where I'm like, okay, maybe we can back it up just a little. You could probably just stab him. Oh yeah, stabs him 47 times. Sorry, what did you say? 22 times?
22. Yeah.
Stabs him 22 times and then slowly slices his throat. It's like,
and then shoots him in the head too.
And then shoots him in the head and then shoots him like 5 times while he's on the ground. Don't need, like, you embracing the serial killer dad thing, sure. You don't need to embrace serial killer to that extent. You probably could have stabbed him 3 times, shot him in the head. You know, like, but anyway, but then Billy Loomis is like, it's played off like she succeeded and was the hero because she accepted Billy Loomis and Billy Loomis helped her be good. And it's like, but Billy Loomis was a horrible, horrible guy.
Yeah. And
so the redemptive thing feels weird.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's a bad thing. And it's the thing that these kind of legacy sequels do.
They just had to bring Skeet Ulrich back.
Yeah. And like, even I'm okay if Sydney and Gale and Dewey aren't in this. Maybe like keep Dewey in it. Why do we need to see all of them? Like,
well, they literally have a scene where Sydney's like, where Dewey's like, Sydney, don't come back, and she's like, I'm not coming back,
and then
she comes back.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, well, like now this is not really the movie for the characters that we are trying to like learn about and get to know. Yeah. Now they're kind of getting screwed because we have to spend so much time with these other guys who we already know and had their stories wrapped up twice already.
Yeah.
And so it does like a disservice to the new characters because they don't really have time for anything interesting to happen because like a third of the movie is just like, look at these old people that we got and like Gale and Dewey and like,
well, like the Dewey inclusion felt okay to start because it was like, he's not in it. They convince him to come back. He's kind of working as like a mentor almost who's like been through this shit before. But then Gale comes back and then Sydney comes back, which we didn't even, aside from the phone call, we didn't really get a Sydney and Dewey scene because Sydney only comes back because Dewey gets fucking, it was his time, I guess.
I mean, sure, man. I don't know. I was just watching this and I was like, this isn't what I remembered it being. I remembered it being a lot better than this.
Well, it's kind of what I talked about with one of the previous ones. I forget which one, where I was like, this was shit. And then I was like, I do wonder if watching it so close to watching the other ones has an effect because it's just me going, it's the same as the other ones, but worse. I wonder if like you not watching a Scream in a long time and then watching this, you're like, for that, like that was a Scream movie and I like the Scream movies.
But I think I watched it watched the other ones relatively close to before I saw this because I'll usually do that if there's like an old franchise that's coming back that I haven't seen in a while. I'll just be like, okay, I'll crank through the couple of the other ones before I go see it. I think it's really just like, it doesn't play as well when you're just sitting at home.
Yeah. I do also think there's something to be said about like what you were mentioning about a modern movie look and a modern movie, just like how a modern movie looks and sounds and is presented and feels, where it's like, it doesn't really, when you're watching it for the first time in a theater, it feels fresh, even if it has all of those negative aspects. But then once you watch it again, you're like, oh, I know what this is. This is this kind of movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It felt like very sterilized.
Like, there's a reason why a lot of the best relatively new horror movies are kind of like very low budget, made in like kind of shitty ways, like they're found footage, they're like something like that. The ones that'll like actually get you aren't really the studio movies. Hillary and I went to go see this absolute trash bag the other day called Psycho Killer. Okay. I believe it might still have it, but before we went, I saw it got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oof.
Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, looks like it's at 9% now.
9 people liked it.
Yeah.
Probably but not. It was probably like 2 people liked it.
Well, out of 32. Well, it's not even liked. It's like they would recommend it to someone. That's what Rotten Tomatoes like says.
Yeah.
So Scream 7.
It's crazy to me that I'd say probably most people still think that Rotten Tomatoes, like an 83%, means that it's like 83 out of 100. It's like, no. That could be a 5 out of 10 movie for all you know.
Yeah, why do they got AI on Rotten Tomatoes? What the hell?
Get AI out of everything, man.
Yeah, but that was an absolute nightmare. But I like taking chances on those movies because it's more likely that you're going to see something interesting than something bad. Another one that we saw was, Strange Darling, which is like it's got this like non-linear story. It's really just like two actors like running through the woods and stuff. And it was like relatively good. It actually has the boyfriend who gets a little quick stab in the neck in it. But like, it's great. Weapons is another example of like not made shitty, but like a relatively cheap movie made by a guy that has a lot of like weird kind of experimental stuff in it and has like a strange vision. Where it's like with these modern franchise horror movies, you're just kind of like, you watch it, feels like almost anything else. It's lit like TV. It's not really that surprising aside from maybe a few jump scares where, especially in this movie, they are very heavy, or not in this movie, but like these directors are very heavy on like the music and the sound effects and all that stuff.
Yeah. Dude,
it's
in
just,
the period before
it's not great.
The 13 Reasons Why kid got slow stabbed through the neck, there were probably genuinely like 12 there's going to be something behind the door and then there's not fake outs. Like, yeah, genuinely it was just fake out after fake out after fake out, to the point where it was like very clear that it was on the nose, like they were doing it as a bit. But it's like, but also then you have a guy behind the door.
But at that point, you're watching it at home and you're annoyed. In theater, you're kind of like, oh, because you're trapped there. When you're at home, you're like, why are you going to waste fucking 7 minutes just having him walk between rooms and you keep using
it was literally like a
sound
7-minute scene of him putting butter on bread. I forget what he was even fucking doing.
Setting the table because his mommy, who was the psycho cop from 3, was going out to get sushi.
Well, she was in the last one as well.
I guess she was from 4 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she was killed.
Yeah.
But which that one was a pretty brutal one as well. Well, the
other thing is
that
like,
scene just annoyed me because it was like 7 minutes of him setting the table, and they kept doing these fake outs. But it's like, okay, remove the suspenseful like lead up to those moments, and it's just a boring 7-minute scene of a guy setting a table.
Yeah, she drops a potato at hour 25. Like, you won't get that. Jean Dielman, it was rated the best movie by a bunch of filmmakers of all time, above Citizen Kane a couple years ago. And it's just like a woman kind of puttering around her house, and she like drops a potato at one point. But apparently it's good, so.
Cool.
Yeah, this guy's never seen a fucking movie that's not in fucking English, man. Unless it's anime. Kawaii.
Literally not.
Literally
true.
you.
Absolutely
literally
insane.
you.
One bit of dialogue.
So Kiki's delivery service in IMAX.
I actually proposed that to Olivia, and she said, "With what money?" is I think what she responded. So
she better start making someone fucking Stardew, man.
Oh, she is. She actually, she is. What I was gonna say was, so the dialogue in this movie's bad. The one point that there was dialogue that I liked was actually the scene with Mikey Madison and Randy's niece in the basement by the fridge, where they're both kind of like accusing each other of being the killer while also being like, you don't know that I'm not the killer. Mm-hmm. And then kind of being like there's this kind of little cat and mouse like back and forth that I did like, especially knowing that Mikey Madison is the killer. That makes like that scene more interesting.
Yeah.
I just feel like that is kind of more the way that it should be going as far as like how these characters interact with each other. Like they do that a little bit at the beginning where Sam calls all of Jenna Ortega's friends together to like be like, the killer's probably here in this room, like we should try and figure this out. And they're all like, well, it would probably make sense that it's you actually, or something. And then there's the bit obviously with Dewey being like, it's the love interest, and then later Jack Quaid is like, you should have listened to Dewey, it's the love interest, blah blah, whatever. So they do that a little bit, but the fridge one was the only one that I was like, this feels like this is what it should be, where it's like two characters kind of like sussing each other out.
Yeah, where it's something that would happen in the older movies, where you have two people talking and it's kind of like, what's going on?
Like a part of me is like it would have been interesting. I don't think it would have had quite the shock factor reveal as the one that they did, but like I was half expecting Mikey Madison to, in the middle of that scene, stab her. Like,
yeah, which is
like
the kind of tension you want.
Yeah.
Not like, is the Ghostface behind the door? No.
Yeah, yeah. That's manufactured tension, you know. Yeah. It's like the thing that what's his name? Orson Welles.
I don't know what you're talking
maybe
about.
Maybe it was the thing that he always talked about, how like you can
Alfred
watch
Hitchcock
a scene
with the bomb under the table.
Yes, the bomb under the table, Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, it's that where it's like being like, what if Ghostface is behind the door? He's not. What if he's behind this door? He's not. What about, oh, guys, we faked you out twice. Rule of threes, he's going to be behind this door. He's not. Okay, you thought rule of threes, but there's a fourth door. We would not do this to you 4 times. He's not there. Like, that is not tension. That's just me getting annoyed. That's me being rage-baited.
And that works. Like, the principle of that is, like, there's more tension in a scene where there's a bomb under a table because you know there's a bomb. If the audience knows there's a bomb under the table. Like, we know he's going to get killed, but you also don't really care about this guy.
I feel like those fake outs would have been made better if, like, there were points where he had his like back turned and we could see Ghostface like quickly pass by a doorway, because then we're like, oh fuck, he literally is right there. So then when he does the door, it's like, obviously he's gonna be behind there. Like, and then if he wasn't, then I'd be like, oh well, then he's definitely gonna be behind the next. It would probably still piss me off if they did it 4 or 5 times like they did, but I think it would have, at least the tension would have still been there. But there was no proof that he was in the house at any point. It was just a bunch of fake out doors. It pissed me off.
Yeah, and then he gets stabbed and his mommy comes home.
Yeah. Okay. I have one last thing that I want to touch on, and then I'd honestly be down to head towards wrapping it up unless you got stuff you want to talk about.
Oh, because this guy.
First thing I'll say is the first note that I made in my whole notes was the Ortegster. Okay. And then later I wrote, "Hey, Mikey." Those were just my acknowledgments that they were in the movie, and I just wanted to share that.
It's kind of like land acknowledgments. Yeah. I did one thing about the Jenna Ortega thing is I hated how they had her talking about like horror and like elevated horror and stuff.
They do that in fucking every movie. They just do it a little different, and it's bad every time.
It's just, it ruins you a little bit. And then they basically like recreate the whole quiz thing with her, where I'm just like, but it's only based on stab movies, where I'm like, I guess that's interesting, but like also,
it's also just kind of lame that she's like, I don't know those movies, and then gets every question right, but like on I just got it. Like, it just doesn't. Like, I thought it was a little dumb.
Because it works better with Drew Barrymore, because the first time, those are things in the cultural consciousness that like someone would know. Now it's lore in the movie that like people, if someone just watched this, they're not going to be like, oh, that's Billy Loomis. Yeah. Like she should know the answer. Like, why should she know the answer?
Yeah.
You know, did that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't think I said it.
It makes sense that she should know the answer, but us watching shouldn't know the answer. Because like with the whole Drew Barrymore bit in the first movie, it feels like when she gets them wrong, but you know it, you're like, no, like that. But like with this, first of all, she gets them all right. The only one she gets wrong, she only got half wrong because she said Billy and not Stu. Yeah. But like she gets all of them right. But
I guess that's a little teaser because she forgot Stu, and maybe that made Amber a little angry, huh?
Maybe.
I don't know.
All right, last thing from me is so there's a sequence where Sid and Gail are in the kitchen with Mikey Madison. And then they like fucking hit her with a vase or something, some bullshit.
They just throw literally everything they have in the kitchen at her.
Yeah, and then she's standing in front of the stove, and then there's like a 40-second window where Sid and Gail look at each other and they're like, yeah. And then they like kick her. They kick Mikey Madison so she falls and perfectly turns on one of the stovetop elements with her elbow. And then they like communicate like, you gonna do it? And then they do a slow handoff of the gun. Mikey Madison's still kind of just standing there by the stove. They do this slow handoff of the gun
as the stove rages behind her.
Yeah, and then I think it's Gail, or it's one of them. I forget which. One of them says some one-liner. Oh, what was it?
I think I literally just saw it in the page I was on. It was something like pass the torch or something.
Oh yeah, because Mikey Madison was choking out Gail and was like, "Time to pass the torch, bitch," or some bullshit like that. And then
here it is. Time to pass the torch. All yours, bitch. Amber set on fire. Enjoy that torch.
Yeah, enjoy that torch. Shoots it. Mikey Madison lights on fire. They kind of just watch her scream and burn for a bit. But, like, the whole thing took, like, so long to happen. It was like Mikey Madison had so much time to go, oh, shit, I turned the stove on. I should probably get away from there. Oh, they're doing some gun handoff. I should probably get out of the room. Like, there was so much time, and it was so goofy. Her, like, lighting a fucking blaze was hilarious. And then Mikey Madison ended up being the fake-out come back to life that they always do, where I wrote down Mustafar Mikey Madison because Mustafar is the planet where Anakin gets burnt to a crisp, and she kind of looked like that. But like she kind of just comes running out of the kitchen, zombie mode, just screaming, and then they shoot her in the head. Anyway, so that was a little silly.
You ever seen the last scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No.
Okay, so whatever. Mikey Madison's also in that. Very similar thing happens to her in that movie, but more Tarantino-like. And more believable because Brad Pitt does it to her, and we all know his
that is more believable. He's got a bit of a violent streak to him.
Yeah.
But so I just read the full note, and I'd just like to say it out loud. I wrote, Mustafar Mikey Madison is top tier slop trash, is what I wrote. I think just because it was really stupid, but I liked it. I don't know.
But that, like, if they did that in one of the earlier movies, I feel like that would have worked better.
Yeah. Well, they did the fucking house explosion, which was also just as goofy. So,
but in that, I'm like, hey, we're going big in this one. Let's go big. Let's blow up a house.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's like, why? What is happening? Like, how did? What,
it was just over the top ridiculous. Especially since so much of this movie is like trying to be a bit more grounded and real. It feels weird for her to light on fire like a fucking Olympic torch.
Which is like my least favorite thing about a lot of these new movies is they're all trying to be like super real. It's like, you know, in our world type shit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I like Superman so much, where I was just like, this shit doesn't relate to us at all.
No, yeah. Yeah.
But every other movie is like, what if Batman was like actually beating the shit out of people in like real life?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, man. I'd probably be bad and I'd want him to go to jail because he's just beating up people. It's better when it looks like a gothic nightmare or when Jim Carrey is in a suit that is all question marks.
Yeah.
I like that a little. I don't like it more, but it makes me believe Batman more.
Yeah. I already touched on this, but I just wanted to book.
You touched it?
Just weird Billy Loomis approval reflection. If it just feels weird for me for Billy Loomis to give an approving nod to the main character at the like closing climax of the movie. Like, should we be glad that Billy Loomis's spirit approves of our new main character? Like, it's weird. We already touched on it.
No, I think it is like a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like a bad plot point.
Yeah.
That she's seeing visions of Billy Loomis. Maybe she still is his daughter, but like we don't need the psychotic visions because also they don't really, her being schizophrenic doesn't really play into anything.
No, it's just to see Billy Loomis.
Yeah. It's kind of just like maybe someone will bring it up and she has to take a pill every once in a while, but then that's it.
Yeah. And then last, this felt very final entry coded. It kind of, which the last one did too, and so did the one before. It just felt like it was the OG characters sending off our new characters to begin a new adventure. I'm interested and kind of scared to watch the next one.
What do you know about the next one?
Not a thing. All I know about the next one is that it's the only one that Neve Campbell isn't in because they couldn't agree on money. That's all I know about it.
And, you know, I guess we'll talk about this next week, but I'm fine with her not being in it, man. We have like 7 new characters.
I just wish I wish the last one she was in was 3.
Yeah.
I wish that was the last one. Honestly, any of them are in. Like, maybe throw a Gale cameo in one of them. Maybe throw a
I think
Dewey cameo.
Is the one that makes sense because Gale goes off and does something else.
Dewey's always
like
in
they say in
Woods
every
Forever.
movie when she comes back, it's always Gale is off doing something else and then has to come back. Dewey's the one that stays there.
But they killed him, so.
Yeah. Do you want me to give me a little prediction for maybe like what? Maybe give me a motivation
For
what
for
you
the
think the
next-
killer's motivation will be for the next one.
If
This is like what is this one is like fandom, which also we didn't really get into the whole subtext of this one, I guess. Not really subtext, but like the meta thing about this where it's basically like Star Wars fandom gone awry is why they're killing these people. Which
there is like a lot of like
kind of bad
stab fans narrative in this one, which I'm like, whatever. Like I don't.
and it's like they're on Reddit.
I'm sorry. I don't like. It was interesting for the first 2 or 3 movies. Can we stop fucking talking about the stab movies? They're not real, and
it's not interesting.
No, it was for the first 3 because it was tied to the characters. Like, it was interesting to hear Sydney talk about how she felt about a movie being made about her being nearly... Like, it felt like it was within the world. Being on the fucking 5th or 6th movie and having new characters introduced who are like, I fucking love the stab movies. It's like, cool. I've never seen them. I've seen Scream. And I know it's like supposed to be kind of like that, but they also keep establishing that stab kind of sucks. And it's
it
bad.
goes off the rail and they like go to space or something. And they're doing this so that they have better material for the ninth one?
There's a chrome mask Ghostface with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
And they're like making jokes about them jumping the shark, I guess. And it's like, guys, this is the issue with the Scream franchise. Like almost every single movie, they're like, wouldn't it would be so bad and dumb if the movie did like this. And then they do that. But it's like, you acknowledging that you did that you're shit doesn't make you not shit.
Yeah. I can shit my pants and then be like, oops, I shit my pants, but I still got Dookie in my Trookies. Nothing for that, or?
Figured I'd let that one sit. I thought I'd let that one sit.
Anyway,
I liked it. I want you to know that.
Give me a motivation for the next one.
You know what? They fucking love the stab movies. That's been the last 4. So I may as well. Every time that I've made a prediction that a movie will veer off course, the opposite's happened. Listening back to the episodes, every single time I'm like, I don't think the next one is gonna have our main characters in it, and then they always do. Now I know that next time that's not true. Maybe Courtney Cox is in it. I don't fucking know, but like Neve Campbell's not in it, so it's like I have no more predictions that I could not possibly guess. I think that probably the reveal's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be surprised but not shocked. Like I'll be like, oh, and then I think probably they'll explain their motivations, and I'll be like, bad, not good.
I'm excited for you to watch this one, man.
All right.
Anyway, we can be done now.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening or watching, whatever you do. If you've been enjoying watching the Scream movies along with us, let us know. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Leave a rating. Rate the podcast. Tell your friends about it. And remember, don't say I'll be right back and then leave the room, or you'll get killed in the basement. Oh, man.
Wow. All right.